Okay, we're back again. Last time we tried to tie up a loose end with xrender or render and found out it does not force a redraw even if you composite a hidden window, it does not force a redraw of that window. So that it's a dead end. We were trying to make it such that when you select the windows you want to take, not screenshots, but when you select the windows that you want to record, what we wanted to be able to pop up a dialog box that shows you a screenshot of what each of those windows currently looks like so that you can select the right one. This is not possible in X because unmapped windows, actually just windows that aren't visible, they don't even have to be unmapped, but windows that aren't visible don't need to have their pixel data retained, and it looks like there is no way to force their pixel data to be recomputed and then retained without actually making the window visible. I do wonder if there's a way to trick X into thinking the window's visible, but I think ultimately I think it's the kind of decider of that. X will decide which parts of which windows are visible and send events to clients to tell them about it. And X is the one, I believe, that will decide basically, like if you say this window is visible, X will make that window visible. So I don't think there's much we can do about that. At least that's my understanding. So what we're going to do now is we're going to try to actually build out this feature. I think we've done enough experimenting with X to get a decent idea of what this is going to look like. Obviously, we haven't done much work with the shared memory extension, which we'll probably end up using because everyone else is using it, and presumably for a reason. And it sounds like it probably is a good idea to use it. So we'll probably end up using that, but it doesn't look too bad. It looks like a very minor modification. And from the code I've seen in Firefox and in FFmpeg, it looks like it'll be pretty easy to integrate. So other than that, we've pretty much, well, and maybe X fixes and X damage actually, but they require having an event loop to handle the damage events. So we kind of have to change our architecture because architecture, this is all throwaway code, but our architecture at the moment is just one shot, do everything, just run through, do everything, and then bail out. We haven't really given much thought to the event loop. So I think it's time to do that, to get an event loop. We're going to be keeping in mind that all this pixel data will have to render through an FFmpeg encoder to a file format, or not necessarily to a file format. It may go over the air, so to speak. But to begin with, we're just going to render it to a file. This will probably take a while, but the journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step. And that first step is getting my playlist and playing music. All right, first step done. Let's do step number 2. Okay, the first thing we want to do, possibly before we register AV devices, is we want to check for X extensions. And this is going to be, if this fails, we'll have to think about it. But if this fails, you can't do video recording, basically. You can still do audio recording, and it's probably worth having that possibility. So to do allow audio recording if we can't do video or desktop recording. All right, and we'll do that here. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab all the X extensions. we'll probably pass in the X connection. I think it's a pointer. We will clean up our notation here. I think we do want to grab errors. Generic error T. Yeah. I think that's is that a pointer? Yeah, it is. Does it need freeing? Yeah, I don't think it's here. I don't think it's in aux, because I think I know what that is. Yeah, here we go. Okay, that doesn't tell me if I need to free these. I would kind of assume so. Let's go XCB list extensions. Yeah, and then we get the cookie. This form can be used only if the request will cause a reply to be generated. Any returned error will be placed in the event queue. No. Yeah, so now we got to think about if we want to use this property of XCB where you can do asynchronous requests. And I think in this case the answer is no. I think for negotiation of which extensions we support and which version of X we have, I think for that, I think we want to do that synchronously. I guess we can send out. Okay, we'll send out all the requests for the versions of. Right, but how will we get their errors? We'll come to that problem when we get there. I think we'll send out requests for all the versions of the extensions at the same time, just so that we can get used to this asynchronous model in a pretty low, I was going to say low stakes, but in a pretty uncomplicated way. I think there's an X version as well. We'll come back to that. Extensions cookie, strings. Just get rid of this X prefix from everything. It's not necessary. Here. Oh, we're printing it standard out. Yeah, okay. So let's get rid of that and that. We don't need that, but we'll keep it there for now. All right, let's can I do anonymous types? Is that does C89 support that? Oh, not anonymous types. I mean types inside of functions. I think the answer is no. Let's test that. We want to do struct a int a int b, and then struct a b. Okay, that is legal. That's nice. Okay, in which case we will go struct x structs what's a good way of doing this? I guess a bit set's probably a better way. Do I want to do that? I guess. I don't know. We'll try it out. This is my naming convention here is not very good. Let's just do found. Just to disambiguate it a little bit. And which ones do we need? We need composite. Damage. Fixes. I guess strictly it's X fixes, right? And damage is strictly all caps, but you know what? No, I'm not gonna be held to these arbitrary conventions. I don't think we need X render or X video. I think we should be fine with that. But I do want to know what version of X we have. No, that's not what I want. That is what I want. And I definitely want a query extension. Can I query like the server for its version? I presume so. I think it's for a window, yeah. Yeah, I think this is in the connection setup, so maybe I want to do that. Audio, video, XCB connect, null. This is composite. Why did I do that? But okay, sure, whatever. Let's go XCB connect. I see. I see. It's not part of the X proto, fair enough.